Hey, I'm Chase, and this is All Things Random. Today I have three watches that are complete luxury without the luxury price. Now, if you watched my last video, I gave a case for why you should buy an homage watch before you buy the original watch if you want to spend your hard-earned money and savings on it. In this video, I'm going over three of the top homage watches for the highest luxury brands. Now, if you find that interesting, let's flip the camera around and dive right into it. Now, today we're going over this all homage luxury alternative watch collection. I have three here. I have the Parnis Yacht-Master, the Rocos Nautilus, and the Feice Royal Oak. Clearly, the Feice is the AP homage, the Rocos is the Patek Philippe, and of course the Parnis is the Rolex. So each one of these watches are their own price tiers. In the high-end luxury, the Royal Oak is about $20,000. The Nautilus is about $25,000 to $30,000 or way more. And the Yacht-Master is about $12,000 to $13,000. Sometimes you can find them around $10,500 if you get them on the used market. But today we're not looking at those prices. Today we're looking at far cheaper with a similar feel and aesthetic. Like this Parnis Yacht-Master at 40 millimeters in diameter. This thing only costs about $80 to $90. Now it does come directly from China. Haven't been able to find it anywhere except Parnis's own website, but I would save the money. I've seen some YouTubers like I Like Watches do a comparison between the Parnis that comes directly from Parnis and the one that comes directly from China at a fraction of the cost. And normally they're about the same. So you're better to save yourself money and go directly on eBay and just wait for the watch to come. Now it may take a little while, but again, this is not a bad looking watch. It does have a bi-directional bezel. It only has 30 meters of water resistance, so not too great. I did do a review on this in the past. I will link the reviews in the corner on cards as I'm going through each and every one. I do compare this with an actual Rolex Yacht-Master, and they are extremely similar. I mean, clearly the quality is not going to be the same, but this is just an absolutely beautiful watch and a good alternative for under $100. Now, the Rocos Nautilus. This watch right here, I just did a review on, and I just posted it up on eBay to sell. This, I'm not a big fan necessarily of this dial, but I do like the Feice dial a little bit better, but I like this case dial far better than the Feice Royal Oak. I like the softer lines on it. I think that it fits just all around better. I like the multiple contrast of polishing and brushing like the original, but I just think that the Feice dial just looks a little bit better than the horizontal lines that has more of a, not a honeycomb pattern, but you know, we'll go over it in just a minute. All in all, I think this is a pretty good looking watch. I wore this around for about a day and a half. Didn't put any scratches on it. And I'll tell you what, this does fit my wrist very well. The one thing that I do like is the fact that the links are very small. So even though you have a butterfly style clasp, you can easily micro adjust it around your wrist. Again, not bad. This I picked up on Amazon for $189. Would I pay $189? Well, I had a little issue with the date window. It's never done it again. That was in my original review that I'll post in the corner. Other than that, I haven't had an issue with it, but it sort of just irks me slightly because I just hate when I spend almost $200 on something and there's already an issue. Now, of course, it wasn't $30,000, it wasn't $40,000, it wasn't $1,000. This entire collection is under $500. So that's why I'm kind of putting these together, because you guys can sort of get an idea of what you can purchase with your money if you do it smart. This, you can find the Parnis version of this Nautilus on eBay for about $120, $130. In fact, I'll be putting this on eBay also. So if you want to pick this up, you absolutely can for about the same as the Parnis. Now, I paid the extra because I didn't want to spend 2 months like I waited on the Parnis. I got this within the week because Amazon Prime is nice in the States. So I paid a little bit extra to get it. I'm glad that I was able to do a couple reviews on it, but it's just time to go. And last but not least is the Feice Royal Oak. Now this, I really like that dial, like I said. In fact, I'll do a couple close-up shots because honestly, this dial has a lot of intricate detail on it for the price. This costs the same as the Rocos. I think they're from the same factory because the box is the exact same. The movement is the exact same. The paperwork is the exact same. One just says Feice and one says Rocos. Now the dial on this is very well done. Nice three-dimensional layering, and it just, you know, for the price point, I think they did a really good job. The horizontal brushing could have been better. I think that is the downfall of this watch, but you have to cut your price where you can. Now, not everybody can afford a $20,000 watch. That's perfectly done, but a lot of watches in this price range tend to skimp on things like finishing. They did not skimp on the dial, but they did skimp on, like, the movement. The movement is basic. It's undecorated, just like the Rocos. And I feel like they could have done a solid case back. That was one of my biggest complaints and biggest gripes about this watch, is the fact that both the Rocos and this offered an open case back, but it's an ugly movement. Whereas, like, if you look at this, it's a stereo case back. This would have been far better than this. Well, I mean, the same sort of design, the hexagonal design on the back would have been nice with a solid case back, but this is just far better because this probably has the same movement as these, and it's extremely ugly. Now this I like too because it has small links, so it's easily adjusted on the wrist, but it's just very hard. The lines are hard. The feeling's hard. Of course, you don't feel the sharpness on your wrist. You only feel it when it's off your wrist, but it's just not my thing. This is why I always say, if you want to watch, if you want to spend the money on a watch, find something similar before you blow all the money, because man, if I bought a Royal Oak and I didn't like the bracelet or I didn't like the feel of it, I would feel pretty dumb because I would have spent a small car and I wouldn't like it at all. So I always recommend something similar, or at least go into a dealer and try it on first, sort of wear it around the store. However, most places don't allow you to do that. And if you don't have the money already, no reason even going in there to see. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to put these 3 watches together in a video so you guys understand what you can do with your money. Honestly, I think these things are pretty good for the price point. If you wanted to go high-end luxury, but the affordable route, this is gonna be it. Now, the Parnis Yacht-Master looks just like the Rolex Yacht-Master on the wrist walking down the street. Of course, it does say Parnis. It does not say Rolex, and a lot of times you're just paying for that name. Now, the Rocos is similar in the fact that it does not say Patek Philippe, but it does give you a pretty good, solid feel. If not for the movement of the Rocos, and it just, you know, it was that initial first impression that just was so off-putting. If I didn't have an issue with that date wheel in the beginning, even though I've never had it before, I would have probably kept the Rocos because I really like the way it feels on the wrist. I really like the look as opposed to the Feice, which is just really aggressive. And it's not that I don't mind aggressive watches. I mean, for God's sakes, I wear a Rolex Hulk, and that's pretty loud on the wrist. But I just think it's a bit aggressive. I think it's a bit harsh. I think they could have done better. It's just not my style overall. I don't mind the integrated bracelets on either one of these. However, I just like the integrated bracelet of the Rocos far better than the Feice. I mean, this is a cool look, a cool design. This just looks like it would fit generally in a suit better, you know, also casual better than this. This just looks really sporty. And if you're going to spend a lot of money on a watch, of course, these aren't a lot of money. You want something that you can wear basically anywhere. Now, again, when it comes to these watches, if you want to purchase them, you can purchase whatever you want. It's your money. I think that these are pretty high end for just under $200 for each one. Again, the entire 3 watches under 500 bucks. And honestly, they look pretty dang good. Now, I have a lot of videos coming up in the future. Tomorrow, I'm going to the pool. I'm going to be doing a bunch of dive videos coming up in the next week and the week after that, along with a new watch purchase that I will be getting on Monday, review coming up. Now, if you like videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment of the content you guys would like to see on this channel. I have so many videos, like I said, coming up, so make sure you guys are hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop my next video. Until next time.